Hello and welcome to Cooking Lessons for Dad. My name is Karen Breyer and today we're going to make a delicious orange cake. It's much healthier than a regular cake, so you can enjoy it without guilt. The ingredients in this recipe are whole wheat flour, unbleached white flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, unsweetened coconut milk, orange juice concentrate, an orange, and some water. So the first thing that you need to do is preheat the oven to 375 degrees, and I've already done that. The next thing you need to do is line two 8-inch cake pans, you could use round or square, with parchment paper. And parchment paper, if you don't know, comes in a roll, and you just take a piece out, kind of like foil, set it down, and then you take a pencil and go around, which I've already done that. You just cut it out. I always cut on the inside of the circle because I don't want the pencil or a pen touching my food. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter if it's flat. If you make it crooked, it's fine. So then you're just going to take the paper and put it in the bottom of the pan like that, and that's going to help the cake from not sticking when we take it out of the oven. So I already have this one ready. So you just get these ready ahead of time. The next thing we're going to do in a bowl is we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. So we have 1 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour, and level it with a knife, but don't pack it. And then we need 1/4 also. Our next ingredient is 1/4 cup of unbleached white flour. And you can make it all with whole wheat if you want. The unbleached flour makes it a little bit more puffy, fluffy, or light. But I've made it with all whole wheat before, and it tastes perfectly good. It's just a little bit more dense. And you could also change the proportions to have more white flour and less wheat. You just want to use the same total amount of flour of them both combined. Okay, and then we have 1/2 cup of sugar. And I haven't tried this with another sweetener, so if you guys try another sweetener and it works out, let me know, because I don't use sugar very often, but this cake calls for it. And then we have 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And I always get the aluminum free because there's controversy if it's good for you or bad for you. So 1 tablespoon. Well, it's not good for you, but if it's bad for you. And then we need 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. So here's 1/2 and 1. Okay, so we're just gonna mix these ingredients together. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside for now. So next we're gonna blend together our coconut milk. We have 1 cup of unsweetened coconut milk, 1/4 cup of orange juice concentrate, and then 1/2 a large orange. And if the orange isn't large, you could just cut a little bit more than 1/2. So I'll cut, this isn't totally large, I'll cut a little bit more than 1/2. And also we're gonna need 1/4 of the peel. So we can go ahead and score this and just peel off 1/2 of it, and then we're gonna put the rest in. Okay, and you can put it in whole, but see, we have 1/4 of the peel and we have 1/2 the orange. So we're gonna put it in the blender, and you need to make sure and clean your orange very well before you do this because we're eating it. So we're gonna go ahead and blend this. We're gonna start on low till it's all blended up. So now that we blended it, we need 2 1/2 cups total of liquid. So you can look on your blender or you can measure it into a container. So you want 2 1/2 cups total. And we're gonna add water to make sure we get it to 2 1/2 cups. Okay, so that was just like 2 cups. That would take into account for if your orange is large or small. We could go ahead and blend it back up, or we could just mix it. I'll blend it back up. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the liquid ingredients to the dry ingredients. Okay, so we're going to add our liquid ingredients into our dry ingredients. And then we're going to mix it and then immediately pour it in our pans. Okay, so you could also use a hand mixer and mix it about 25 to 30 seconds, but you just want to combine everything, but you don't want to over mix it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pour it in our pans. You want to divide it between the two pans as evenly as you can. So we're going to go ahead and bake it 25 to 30 minutes at 375 degrees, and we're going to bake it until it starts getting brown and the sides pull away from the pan. In addition, if you stick a knife in the center, it should come out clean. So I'm going to go put them in the oven next. Okay, so we'll put the cakes in and check them at 25 minutes, or maybe even a few minutes early. Make sure they're not cooking too fast. All right, we'll be back. Okay, I checked my cake and it looks like one is done and one is not. So I'm going to take out one. You can see how this one is getting nice and golden brown. So this one needs to cook a little longer, so I'm going to set the timer for about 3 more minutes. The cake cooked a few more minutes and you can see how it looks. One thing to make sure it's done is we can put a knife in the center and it should come out clean. And it did, so we know it's done. So we need to let them cool about 10 minutes, then we're going to take them out of the pan. And if they didn't pull away from the side, you can run a knife around the side before you get the cake out. My cakes have been cooling a little bit more than 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and take them out of the pan. If it's stuck to the side, go ahead and put a knife around the side. So I just put my hand, well actually you can just do this. And there you go. We'll do the other one. And we just peel the paper off. And this one. And I'm going to go ahead and turn them over right now. And it's normal for them to have cake cracks on the top. Okay, so when they cool completely, we'll be back and we're going to go ahead and put some toppings on it. Okay, so our orange cakes are finished, they're cool, they're ready to decorate. You could have them just like that, or I have a pineapple orange sauce that I made in another lesson that's perfect for this cake. And you notice the cakes are a little bit flat. That's because there's whole wheat flour. If you want it thicker and puffier, you could add more proportion of the white flour than the whole wheat, but it still tastes very delicious. The other thing I've done, if I want a big cake, I make double the recipe and I layer them, and that's really good too. So, and it's normal to have cracks in it too. So what I like to do is, well, first I'm going to, I think I'll put this one on the bottom since it has more cracks. I'm just going to spread the pineapple orange sauce over the top. This will be a filling in the middle. And this is a really healthy fruit sauce, so this will be a healthier cake than the typical cake that you probably usually have. So then I'm going to put the other layer on top, just like that. Then you can put more fruit sauce on the top, or I've got some, this is regular whipped cream, not so healthy, but you could also make your own healthy whipped cream, vegan whipped cream, coconut whipped cream. Anyways, I think I'm going to put a little more fruit sauce on the top and then I'm going to add some whipped cream. In the past, I sprinkled a little bit of orange zest over the top too. Okay, and then get some whipped cream or healthy whipped cream. You could serve it just like that too, but to make it really pretty, I'm gonna put whipped cream on the top, and it's gonna be super amazing, delicious. Amazing. And this was not that hard. It's pretty healthy. Next time you need to make a cake, try this healthier version of orange cake. Try the pineapple orange sauce in my other lesson. And next I'm going to try a bite. So let me know how yours turns out and if you used any other filling. Okay, here we go. Looks so good. This is unbelievable. It tastes so good. You're gonna love it. Try it this week. Bye.